Hey besties, it's Newt back again for another video of me doing my hair without a mirror. Welcome back. Another face cam video so soon after the 3.0 update reaction. But I actually have something special for you today, besties. I mentioned in that 3.0 update reaction video that I am planning on getting a Switch 2, mostly to play Kirby Air Riders, but also if I got a Switch 2, then I could have another Animal Crossing island. So, today's video will be a presentation about the hypothetical third Animal Crossing island that I would make if I had a Switch 2. A presentation by New Horizons. This presentation is as much for me as it is for you, besties, mostly because I have to justify for myself spending $500 in the very near future. But it's okay because I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to share my plans with all of you. And if any of you are restarting your island for the 3.0 update, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't restart. Maybe just flatten, besties. But if you are planning on restarting your island, or if you just started Animal Crossing, first of all, welcome, bestie. If you just got into the game, now would be the perfect time to sit down, relax with me, grab your snack and your drink, and we will go over some of my plans for this hypothetical third island that I would have. Even just saying having a third Animal Crossing island, knowing in my head that that means that I own 3 Nintendo Switch consoles. Let's not think about that right now. Anyways, welcome to the presentation. Let's start off with the plan. Hypothetically, of course. Step 1 is buy a Switch 2, which is expensive. But, like I mentioned before, I really want to play Kirby Air Riders. That game, the original Kirby Air Ride, was my childhood game. I played that for hundreds of hours of my childhood, and I love it. And I tried to play the original on a members stream. Also, shout out to my members. And everybody got sick. Everybody got seasick because of the camera angle. So my hope is that with the new game, the camera angle will not make people seasick and we can play it on the channel. But I was going to get a Switch 2 anyway, and Kirby Air Riders is imminent. So I'm getting the Switch 2 for multiple reasons, not just to have a third Animal Crossing island. That would be a little ridiculous. But here we are, besties. Step 2 is to transfer Tokyo 3 to the Switch 2. Now, if you're not aware, currently I'm working on my second ever Animal Crossing island, Tokyo 3, which is a post-apocalyptic city core themed island based off of the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. And that island is very detailed with a lot of objects. And from what I understand, the game runs a lot better on the Switch 2. So my plan is to buy a Switch 2 and then transfer the save file of Tokyo 3 to the Switch 2. Okay, are you following, besties? So Tokyo 3 will now be on the Switch 2. And then we will take the OLED Switch that currently houses Tokyo 3 and use that to make our new save file for our new island. I know this is very complicated, but this is the boring part of the presentation. We're going to get to the fun part in a minute. Step 4 is to continue Tokyo 3 on the Switch 2 when the 3.0 update comes out in January. Now, this is not set in stone necessarily because I will likely post a Tokyo 3 video before the update comes out, but having the new tools available in the 3.0 update, especially the Resetti tools and the Dream Islands, very helpful for me on making Tokyo 3. So I am going to hold off on doing a ton of work on that island until I'm able to have those tools in the game. So that is the plan for right now. Tokyo 3 is not going anywhere. Nautilus is not going anywhere either. Tokyo 3 and Nautilus will remain, okay? They're not going anywhere, besties. There's no need to worry about that. Tokyo 3 will continue. We will do updates on Nautilus. No need to worry about that. All right, and my overall goal with this new island that I'm making, my third Animal Crossing island, is to just play the game somewhat normally, you know? Show the early game stuff, go kind of slow, you know, take it easy. No need to jump into the treasure islands and have a million stonks and be building crazy things. I want to befriend my villagers. Right now in Tokyo 3, I'm very sad because I don't spend a lot of time talking to my villagers. And I want to have an island where I can just like take it easy, get to know my little guys a little bit. A lot like Nautilus when I first got the game. I also want to work on the museum and the collections, which is very funny because I have not finished the art area of the museum on Nautilus. So maybe we'll do that before we finish the museum on this new island, but maybe we won't. Who's to say? Who is to say? And I also want to play all the different holidays and seasons. So I want this island to look good at all times of year, unlike Tokyo 3, which is endlessly trapped in summer. I want to have winter, I want to have fall, I want to have the holidays, you know, chasing Franklin around. They don't do that in this game, unfortunately. I love how that was the only holiday I could think of. To be fair, it is almost Thanksgiving in real life, but I thought holidays, and the first thing I thought of was violence. So, anyways, that is the overall goal of this new island, is to play normally and bring you guys along with me. Like I said in the previous video, I wanted to make a little tips and tricks video for Sims 4 players who are getting into Animal Crossing. And, you know, Little Simsy is doing an Animal Crossing series on her channel right now. Like, there are plenty of Simmers who also play Animal Crossing already. Lista Lass as well. But I wanted to do something fun like that on this channel. So that is going to be the goal of this island, is to play somewhat normally, but also get a chance to decorate and meet new villagers and do things in the game that I haven't done in a very long time. Those are our goals, besties. Keep that in mind throughout the rest of the presentation. All right, this is where it gets fun, all right? We're doing the island theme, all right, besties? The first theme that I want to attempt on this new island is Normcore. Was that... was this necessary? But yes, I want to attempt Normcore. If you're not aware, a Normcore island is basically just playing the game as it was intended. You know, I want to use the in-game paths, and these are actually examples of some custom designs that creators have made that go with the in-game path. So you have this extension of the dirt path that comes with the game, where you can make it diagonal. And then we also have these stones that match the in-game stone. So I want to focus on using what the game gives me, keep it simple, and then work off of that. I also really want to use some retro codes. I know I use this code on Nautilus as well, but I love this code. It's a code that's supposed to replicate the swirly dirt from the GameCube Animal Crossing. And I want to use some codes that are kind of reminiscent of that. I feel like the way that I'm describing this, it kind of sounds like early Nautilus. And that's not unintentional, but it's not fully intentional either. You know, it reminds me of early Nautilus because it reminds me of how I played the game when I first got the game. So there you go, besties. But I want to use some of these retro codes, including this dirt swirly path. I also kind of want to do a train, like maybe a train station, maybe some train tracks. I really like having a train on Tokyo 3. So we'll see if I'm able to come up with something that I like for this new island. But finally, I want to do minimal terraforming, okay? Even on Nautilus, which was my like town core, at one point, Normcore island. We had a lot of terraforming, a lot of extreme terraforming, in fact. And I don't want to do that this time. I just want to keep it chill, keep it simple, you know, work with what the game gives me. So no more terraforming. That's not true. We'll do some terraforming, but not a lot. All right. The second theme that I want to play around with, besties. See, this is a pun. You're gonna like this. Is kidcore. I want to do a little bit of a kidcore island. So first of all, I want to have a playground. This is actually the scene from the 2.0 update trailer that inspired my playground on Nautilus, but I want to have like a bigger playground, and I want to have more kidcore stuff on this new island. I also want to have sports. I want to have sports, soccer field, basketball court. I want to have all the sports stuff. I think it's very cute, and I think it gives it like a very kidcore, playful type of feel. And I also want to have Crystal Cat codes. Now, these two images on the bottom here from Cabbage and Onion, those are both Crystal Cat islands. And in the middle here, we have an example of some of Crystal Cat's amazing codes. They make the most adorable custom designs you've ever seen. You should also follow @CrystalCat on Instagram. And I want to use their codes on the island. So I don't have like specific like custom designs. Like I haven't planned out, you know, I want to use this road and I want to use this blanket or anything like that. I just know that I want to have simple codes and I want to have cute codes. So that is the plan for right now. Should I make a code shopping video? Should I do a video where I like go through the custom design portal and like shop for codes? Would y'all like that? Let me know down below if y'all would like a custom design shopping video. All right, this is the big moment, besties, the villagers. So I have a couple of goals and guidelines for the villagers for this island. I know this is, I feel like this is a lot of planning for someone who said that they wanted to play the game normally and take it slow and not that serious. But just trust me, besties. I thought through this, okay? There is a method to my madness, okay? All right, so these are my villager goals for this island. I want to have all the villager types. That is a given. Obviously, for normal gameplay, you kind of need all of the villager types because they give you the different reactions. And also because their dialogue is better if there's more villager types on your island. So I want to have fun combos of villager types. I would love to have 2 smug villagers. That is my goal as of right now because they have very funny conversations with each other. And that's a lot of the reasons why people don't like the dialogue in this game is because they have a hard time discovering it, because it takes a long time for your villagers to like get to know you enough to start showing you new dialogue. And if they're having conversations with each other, the dialogue changes depending on the type of villager. So if you have double normies or double lazies on your island, you're gonna get less interesting dialogue than if you have other villager types. So there's a hot tip for all of you besties. Get better villagers. Beyond just having fun combinations of villagers, I want to have all different villager species because on Nautilus, I had 2 of each type of animal. I had like 2 bunnies and 2 cats and 2 dogs. And so on this island, I want to have all of them be completely different species. And that has backed me into a corner a little bit with planning these villagers, but that could change in the future. I could change my mind and I could have multiple cats or bunnies or what have you. But for now, I want to try and have all different species. I also wanted to have kind of like retro, simple design villagers, you know, lots of primary colors, you know, not like super complicated. I'm trying to think of like a complicated villager. Who's that one? Who's that one who looks like a dragon? You know, that I forget. Drago? Is that his name? He is Drago. Okay, Drago. I'm sorry to this man, but he's not what we're looking for this island. We want simple villagers, simple designs, and we want all the villager types and all different species. And I want to have all villagers that I have not had before. I want to have a new batch of villagers. So Marshall, I'm sorry, but you are not invited to this island. But now that we've gone over the villager goals, let's talk about my dreamies for this island. I'm so excited. Okay, so drum roll, please, besties. The first dreamie for my new island. This is a long time coming, besties. I've wanted this villager for so long, so badly. My first dreamie for my new island is Pee-wee. I love the gorilla villagers, and I especially love Pee-wee. He is so cute. I love how he's just like a regular gorilla. Like, he's adorable. I love him. I love him. I love him so much. And he is going to be our cranky villager on our new island. So give it up for Pee-wee, everyone. Congratulations, Pee-wee. You have been selected. All right, moving on. We have our cranky villager. And next, we have our lazy villager. And that will be Punchy. Yes, that will be Punchy. Obviously, I love Bob. Very attached to Bob. But I think Punchy might be my second favorite male cat. I think he is my second favorite. I really like Punchy, and I've always wanted him, but of course, I have too many lazies on Nautilus. I can't have another lazy cat. So Punchy is first in line to be the lazy villager on this new island. So congratulations. Congratulations, Punchy. You have been selected. Third, we need a jock villager. So for that, I have selected Mac. I love Mac. I think he is so cute. Once again, he is a very simple design. He's just a regular bulldog, and I just thought he was really cute. So there you go. I did have a short list of other villagers that I thought about selecting that we'll go over momentarily. But for now, these are my dreamies, besties. So we will be doing villager hunting on this island, and we will be looking for these boys. All right, next up, our smug villager will be Henry. He will be Henry. Yes, besties. Okay, so if you are a longtime watcher, I don't actually know if I was making YouTube videos when I had Henry on my island, but a long time ago, I had Henry on Nautilus, and I didn't like him. I was kind of a hater to Henry, but I only had him for maybe a week, and I ended up going with Marshall instead. But I want to give Henry a second chance. I think he deserves it. He's very cute. He's just a frog. He's just a little guy. And there are not a lot of smug villagers in this game, so we can't be too choosy with our smug villagers, especially if we want to have 2 of them. So that is our smug villager. Now I'm going to go over the 4 female villager types, and then we'll do the 2 extra villagers at the end. So next up is Nana. Oh my gosh. Okay, speaking of Lil Simsy, I was planning this before she released the video where Nana moved into her new island. So this is not this is not intentional, okay? I love Nana, just like how I love the gorilla villagers. I love the monkey villagers. They're so cute. And I mentioned how I wanted to have 1 of every species instead of 2. And it was between having Nana or Sherry, who is a sisterly villager. And I ended up going with Nana because I've had Sherry before in New Leaf. So I wanted to do something different. And Nana is adorable. So Nana will be our normal villager for the island. Congratulations, Nana. You have been selected for the island. All right, next up is Yuka. I feel like I might have had Yuka before in the past, like in New Leaf or something, but I was looking for a snooty villager, and it was kind of between her and Tipper, and I have had Tipper before. I had Tipper in New Leaf, so I wanted something a little different, besties. And Yuka, she is blue, which is slightly problematic because, as you can see, we have quite a few blue villagers already. But she is very cute. She's a koala. I don't think I've had a koala before besides her. If I had her in the past, once again, I don't remember. But I don't have a koala now on Nautilus, and she's really cute, and I like her. So she'll be our snooty villager. Congratulations. Congratulations to Yuka for making it to the island. Next up is Bunny. Okay, this I feel like Bunny is my most normie choice so far. I feel like Bunny, you know, she gets the stuffed animals in the Nintendo store. She gets on the merch. You know, Bunny, she's a very popular villager. But I was going through trying to pick a Peppy villager, and there's a lot of very cute Peppies in this game. And Bunny just spoke to me. Something about her orange color and her green dress and her cute little pose where she's ready to go. Bunny really spoke to me. So Bunny will be our Peppy villager. Congratulations, Bunny. You have been selected for the island. All right, drum roll please, besties, for our sisterly villager. I love sisterly so much. Here she is. It's Pashmina. This was the hardest to choose in some ways, and also the easiest, because there are very few sisterly villagers. I think it's the least populated category in the game. And I already have my favorite sisterly villager, Hazel, on Tokyo 3. So I didn't want to have Hazel again if I could avoid it. And I was looking at the species that I had already picked, and I didn't have any goats. And Pashmina, she's just really cute and sweet. And we have a lot of blue villagers already, so I wanted to balance it out color-wise and have another orangey red villager. And Pashmina, I don't know, she has a little bit of attitude with her winged liner, okay? She has in the bang. And I just think it'd be really fun to have her. So, Pashmina, welcome, you've been selected. Congratulations, bestie. All right, so these are gonna be our 8 villagers for the 8 villager types. So we cover all our bases. And these 2 are extra villagers because you have 10 on your island total. So these are the last 2. All right, drum roll please, besties. For the first extra villager, villager number 9 is going to be Zell. Zell is going to be our second smug villager on the island. I am slightly conflicted about Zell, and I'll talk about that in a minute when we go over the runner-ups for our Dreamies list. Because he is kind of gray. He's very black and white, and he doesn't really fit with the colorful vibe of the island. But once again, there are not that many smug villagers, and I wanted to also pick a species that I don't already have. So Zell is kind of like this. And I will say the same about the next villager, though this was much harder to select. The last villager, who is currently on the Dreamy list, let's do a little drum roll for her, besties, is Harry. This, I feel, is the most out of left field choice. I have never had a kangaroo on my island. Some people are freaked out by the kangaroos because of the fact that they have a baby that's just like there. And I was kind of freaked out by that too, to be honest. But I feel like it adds a lot of storytelling. You know, she's a mom. She has things going on that the other villagers don't. And I like that energy that she brings. I like the color. I like how she's this nice, happy yellow color, and I like her polka dot dress. I think she looks really nice with the other villagers in the lineup, and that is why I included her on the Dreamies list. She is a normie, so she and Nana are going to have some very boring conversations with each other, but that is okay because we have Henry and Zell, so hopefully they will keep it a little interesting on the new island. But with that being said, these are our Dreamies for the new island, besties. Get excited. We will be villager hunting for these guys. And as we are villager hunting, I will also be considering some optional secondary villagers. So these are the villagers that did not quite make the cut, but that I am considering. Just some. I considered a lot, besties, especially with my arbitrary rules that I gave myself. So first up we have Pippi, Blue Bear, and Piper. These three were very close to making the final list. Obviously, Pippi is at a disadvantage because she is a rabbit, and we already have a rabbit. But she's very cute, and I like her colors, and I like her design. So Pippi, I would consider swapping out Bunny for Pippi, but I prefer Bunny. Blue Bear was also very close to being on the Dreamies list. It was right between her and Carrie, to be honest. But we have a lot of blue villagers already, so I wasn't set on Blue Bear, but Blue Bear is up there. And Piper, we don't have any birds, any type of bird at all. No penguins, no ostriches, no nothing. So I was considering Piper. I like her design, but she's very simple. She's just plain white with a red beak, and I like her red beak. I do. I think it gives her some attitude, as well as her bottom lashes. Very bold choice, Piper. But I don't know if Piper is exactly what I'm looking for, which is why she has been banished to the secondary list, as well as all of these lovely villagers. And this is not even all of them, to be honest. The top, like, 4 in this left-hand corner over here, they were very close being on the list. Obviously, with my own rules, we could not have these villagers because I already picked out villagers that were the same species as them, but that doesn't mean I can't dream. And I love Tabby. I love Tabby so much, and if I were to have 2 of any type of animal, it would be cats, and Tabby would be on the island. So if I break my rule, bestie, it will be because of her. Honestly, same with Sasha. Sasha breaks a lot of my rules because he's a brand new villager and he kind of looks like a brand new villager. So Sasha, I already have a bunny, so he is lower down the list, but he is on the list. I guess another notable villager on this list is Jacques. Jacques, I would say, is actually much higher on this list than his position would suggest, simply because he is a smug villager, and if I was gonna swap out Zell with anyone, it would probably be Jacques. I like Jacques. I think he's fun. All of those villagers are in contention for the island. I also have on my list here, I have Teddy, Ozzy, Hornsby, Lopez, Bonbon, Dottie, Gabby, Nan. Nan is also on the list. Tipper, Pearl. Pearl once again got booted because she's a cat. Sorry, Pearl. And Sherry for our sisterly. So in order to stay in line with my very stupid rules, we'd have to move some things around to fit any of those villagers, but they're all in consideration. So congratulations to those villagers who have been considered. All right, besties, now comes the final choice we have to make about this new island, which is the name. And this is the part that I have been the most stuck on this entire time. So I'm gonna need your help in the comments for this last one, besties. And before I change to the next slide, don't laugh at any of my names because I'm trying really hard to come up with them and it's very hard to do. So be nice, okay? Let's go over my potential island names. So first we have Puddle. I've been considering Puddle. It is at the top of the list. I think it's very cute. Puddle Island I just think is really cute. And I like it because I feel like it could fit a lot of themes. Like if I decide one day that I want Puddle to be a huge city, I could make it that, Puddle, the city of Puddle could exist if we wanted it to. I want names that are versatile and that are different from my other island names. So not like Nautilus, not like Tokyo 3. I want something cute and short and fun. That is what I'm looking for. And Puddle, I think, fits that description. Next up, we have Cranberry. This is actually a reference to a set of islands in Maine, which is also where Nautilus is inspired by. So I don't know if I would want to go with cranberry for that reason. I also feel like it's a very autumnal name. It kind of reminds you of like cranberry sauce, Thanksgiving type food. And I do want the island to fit all seasons, not just one. So that is a knock against cranberry. But Cranberry Island is a real island in real life. So I do think that gives it some points, which is why it is on the list. Next up, we have some silly ones, besties. We have Toot and several variations such as Toot Town and Tootsville. I just think that it would be funny, you know? Toot Island. Toot Toot. I'm sorry, this is very unserious, besties, but I think for the island that I have planned, I think it's fair to consider the unserious. But next up, after Tootsville, I have various vegetable names. So we have pickle, carrot, and broccoli. I'm particularly fond of pickle. I like pickles, so I feel like that would be the name that fits me the best. But I just think the vegetable names are cute, and they're short and sweet. You know, Pickle Island, Carrot Island. You know, it's cute. And we have carrots in the game too, so we're obviously gonna have all the vegetables on the island because you need them for gameplay, but just something to consider. And then finally, we have the normal names, the normal names. I have Norwalk, Westport, and Sherwood, and these are all names of towns and neighborhoods near where I grew up when I was a little baby. These are very nostalgic for me. My New Leaf town is actually called Cos Cob, which is also a real town that was near where I grew up when I was very little. And so I'm really fond of these names. So these are more like normal names. I am pretty fond of Norwalk Island and Sherwood Island. I think Sherwood is a very nice name for an island. So I would say of these, Puddle, Cranberry, Pickle, Norwalk, and Sherwood are probably at the top of the list. But if you have any other suggestions, besties, genuinely, I don't know what to call this island. Please help. Leave a comment. Let me know down below which of these names you like the most. If you have any other ideas that you think I would like. Genuinely, I need the help. With that, we have reached the conclusion of the presentation. So in conclusion, I'm going to buy a Switch 2. This is like a affirmation. A negative affirmation. You are going to spend $500. I'm going to buy a Switch 2. I'm going to transfer Tokyo 3 to the Switch 2. I'm going to start a new Normcore/Kidcore island on the OLED Switch that currently houses Tokyo 3. We are going to do a play-along series of that new island on the OLED Switch. That includes the early game, that includes villager hunts, that includes the in-game events like the bug off and holidays and stuff. And finally, we will continue Tokyo 3 when the 3.0 update drops in January of 2026 and I have access to all of the new tools that I believe will help me finishing Tokyo 3. That is going to be the end of today's presentation. Thank you for coming to my presentation. Please leave all suggestions for island names, villagers, and builds as well in the comments down below. Let me know what you want to see on this island. Let me know who you want to see on this island. Let me know what the island should be called. I'm open to suggestions, so please feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. There will be an actual Animal Crossing video coming in the near future, so if you don't want to miss that, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post or go live. Also, make sure to leave a like. It genuinely really helps me out. I also have channel memberships, like I mentioned before. You can become an extra bestie and get extra videos and streams. I'm actually currently working on uploading a backlog of members videos right now, and for those of you who've been around for a while, Extra Besties Claims Court is happening in Discord, so you can check that out at the link in the description. But for channel members, we just finished our playthrough of Pikmin 4, and we are trying to finish Legends Arceus so that we can move on to Legends ZA. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. And thank you for being you. Thank you for being on this earth. Genuinely, I am so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here at my at my presentation. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. And that's it. I will see you again soon. Bye. Also, let me know down below if you have any plans for your island with the new update coming out. Are you changing themes? Do you have a new idea? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm nosy. I want to know. I thought holidays, and the first thing I thought of was violence. So